The culture of the Clovis people. Between 13,200 and 12,900 years ago, the Clovis people were among the first Native Americans to live in parts of the Americas. Since their initial discovery, indications of older civilizations in the Americas have been discovered. The Clovis people obtained their name from the location of their discovery outside of Clovis, New Mexico. Researchers are not entirely sure how they arrived in America. Most people agree that they went over a land bridge connecting Asia and North America to cross the Bering Strait. Nevertheless, contradictory evidence suggests that this may not have been their route of arrival. It's possible that the land bridge developed after they were purportedly in North America. They might have moved south along a path free of ice before scattering over the continent. Furthermore, it's possible that this ancient society hunted the local megafauna, like mammoths, to extinction. In 1929, James Ridgely Whiteman, an amateur archaeologist, made the discovery of the Clovis civilization outside the town of Clovis, New Mexico. Ridgely Whiteman tried several times to get in touch with the Smithsonian after discovering fluted points and mammoth bones. Until the New Mexico Highway Department discovered mounds of big bones, he was mainly disregarded. At once, a throng of archaeologists descended upon Clovis, New Mexico, to examine the discoveries. Along with stone tools and hearths, they discovered the ancient spearheads, one of the most significant discoveries in human history. The evidence of human occupation at the site dates back about 13,000 years, according to the researchers. Expert hunters. Regarding these early people, we know very little. However, empirical data suggests they were proficient hunters. In the grasslands of what is now New Mexico, they flourished. Clovis. There, people hunted animals that are hard to imagine in modern times. Mammoths, enormous ground sloths, big turtles, camels, and even saber-toothed tigers are among them. Bones from the original Clovis site in New Mexico were abundant. This implies that these were big-game hunters and that the location was a kill site. The projectile points show impact scars, created when the projectile hits a hard substance such as bone. Even their stone tools showed evidence of butchering game. Just a small number of the known locations are big-game kill sites. This suggests that the Clovis people were opportunistic hunters and gatherers who would hunt and eat both large and small game when the opportunity presented itself. The Clovis points were hunting-related projectile points that measured about 4 inches in length. They fashioned these points out of chert, obsidian, and flint. Each side had concave grooves, and the edges were sharp. They are all from the same era, which is between 13,390 and 13,500 years ago. It's interesting that these Clovis points are absent from Siberia, where they originally originated before migrating to the New World. These people successfully migrated across the continent and lived in a range of diverse environments in less than a millennium. The Clovis point is responsible for this success, at least in part. Researchers and archaeologists know very little about the Clovis civilization. Recovered tools, such as their fluted spear points, drills, and blades, provide the majority of the information. Regretfully, organic materials like clothes and blankets usually break down. North and Central America are home to 5 distinct kinds of Clovis sites, according to archaeologists. These consist of isolated artifact finds, cache sites, campsites, single kill sites, and multiple event kill sites. The most frequent finds are usually isolated ones and spear-pointed kill sites. Although much rarer, campsites and cache sites can provide important insights into Clovis culture when they are discovered. The Clovis seem to have been a nomadic species that moved around in search of food. Generally speaking, they were found in places like simple shelters or small caverns. Indeed, the first Clovis discovery in New Mexico at Blackwater Draw suggests that these people had been residing in the region for about 600 years. They even excavated a well, which is North America's first known water control system, according to archaeologists. It's interesting that only one grave has been located. It belonged to a baby that was discovered in south-central Montana. Anzick 1 is a site that also includes ritually arranged stone tools and tool fragments. Analysis of the bone's DNA was done. According to DNA tests, the Clovis people are more closely related to Native Americans in Central and South America than they are to people living in the Canadian Arctic. The end of civilization. About 12,900 years ago, the Clovis civilization came to an end. These folks, though, did not simply vanish. There were shifts in the environment, including the vanishing of the megafauna they hunted. The result was that the Aboriginal tribes relocated and adjusted to new circumstances. Clovis is most likely the source of post-Clovis cultures. For instance, connections to Clovis DNA have been found in the DNA of many individuals who lived over 10,000 years ago and in various regions of Central and South America. Their technology certainly did not stop advancing. The invention of weapons like the atlatl made it possible for humans to hunt game effectively and efficiently. Customs like the nomadic way of life persisted until the Plains Indians of New Mexico began to hunt bison. Revisions to the Clovis first hypothesis. It is unlikely that the Clovis were the first people to settle in the Americas, according to a study that examined archaeological data. When the Clovis people migrated into North America, human occupation evidence in South America suggests that they were already residing there. Regretfully, little is known about the ancestry of these pre-Clovis people groups. However, scientists believe that they arrived from various locations via various paths and at different times, most likely modifying the Clovis points to suit their needs.